I don't think there's anyone in this day and age who doesn't know how to use a virtual reality headset. If you've never used one before, you should know that you're missing out on all the fun. If you enjoy gaming and use VR headsets like myself, you'll enjoy this video. It's true, guys, the Valve Index is a fantastic VR headset. It is the greatest VR headset on the market right now, with best-in-class display resolution and refresh rate. However, it is also one of the most expensive, and at times more frustrating, than other headsets that provide a comparable experience, namely the Oculus Rift S. You know what? Let's start with what the Index does well. I mean, it's an area of expertise. The Index display has a per-eye resolution of 1440 x 1600 and a refresh rate of 120 Hz, which together provide the best visual experience I've experienced in VR so far. In comparison, the Rift S has a resolution of 1280 x 1440 per eye at 80 Hz. The screen door phenomenon that plagued first-generation VR headsets has virtually disappeared. There's also a dial and slider for lens adjustment, which will help you obtain the perfect location for optimal comfort and FOV. Speaking of comfort, the Valve Index also feels great to wear. It's a little heavier than the Rift S. The clear difference is evident in a side-by-side comparison, but the form of the head strap distributes the weight more evenly around your head. It fits all shapes of head equally. The strap materials are also of high quality, feeling more like a padded, extra soft t-shirt than normal foam cushioning, and never troubling me during long play sessions. Most importantly, the Index is pleasant to listen to because of how it transmits sounds. The sound quality, guys, is top-notch. I checked inside the Index, and the Index appears to have built-in near-field speakers that hover just next to your ears rather than on them, and are driven by speaker drivers rather than the ones typically found in headphones. And this absolutely means that the Index's speakers provide excellent three-dimensional surround sound, while still providing a measure of auditory isolation without entirely blocking out external disturbances. This device has zero pressure on your ears. Therefore, being in VR for an extended amount of time causes less tiredness. This amazes me, that they sound terrific. Despite the fact that they are speakers rather than headphones, they do not bleed game audio into the room. There's some binaural voodoo at work here. The Index's novel controllers, which function as both traditional motion controllers and hand/finger trackers, are another distinguishing feature. The Index controllers are strapped to your hands, so you may let go without fear of dropping them. Whereas previous touch controllers could only articulate grip, the Index controllers allowed me to give a thumbs up, point with finger guns, and even salute with a Vulcan salute. Obviously, the first thing anyone does when confronted with individual digit tracking is offer a different type of salute, one that only has one finger. I love this finger tracker. Finger tracking is one of Valve's Index's distinctive features. However, there aren't many outstanding implementations yet. The Aperture HandLab's tech demo, which has you waving, high-fiving, and playing rock, paper, scissors with a group of wacky Portal-style robots, is the greatest use so far. The brief experience has all the pleasure of past Portal games, but the finger tracking felt more like a proof of concept than a game changer. Outside of Aperture's labs, I found the finger tracking to be nearly useless. Vacation Simulator and Arizona Sunshine have published updates to add finger tracking. However, the experience was essentially identical after playing with and without the upgrade. The most common activity in existing VR games with touch controllers is grip, that is, picking up and dumping objects, which can already be replicated with normal triggers. If more games employed finger tracking right now, I might have a different opinion. But if all you're doing is grasping and aiming, having separate finger articulation doesn't make much of a difference. It's the kind of technology that will rely on innovative applications to make it worthwhile to follow. Not just slightly improved gripping mechanics, but situations that actually benefit from, without feeling like a gimmick, individual finger tracking. Of course, that's a tough sell for developers when it means limiting your audience to a subset of the VR market. Take a look at this. The Index is also annoying in a variety of ways, which have become even more apparent after using the Oculus Rift S's inside-out tracking. The Index is a room-scale VR experience that necessitates the placement of two base station sensors surrounding your play space. Of course, the HTC Vive and Vive Pro, as well as the previous generation Oculus Touch controllers, all employ base stations to track your headset and controllers in 3D space. The competition has changed. Inside-out tracking is used by the latest Rift S and the recently launched Vive Cosmos, which means sensors on the headset rather than around the room. It's strange, after getting used to the more streamlined experience, setting up sensors around the room for the Index was a chore. If you just think about this, it almost looks as if this is the cost of having a more responsive experience than any of the inside-out options. But I think that there's a reason why the more recent Vive Cosmos Elite prioritizes base stations again. I always say this, even once you have your base stations in place, like myself and many others, the room-scale setup is a hassle. The Rift S's cameras provide a digital view of your surroundings, allowing you to simply create your play area on the ground. It only takes a few seconds, which is convenient if you've moved furniture or accumulated some floor clutter since your last visit to VR. The Index, on the other hand, must be configured on your computer using Steam before you put on the headset. You click the trigger at 4 corners of your accessible space after calculating floor height, which Steam then evaluates to find your optimal play area. After using the Rift S, it just feels old-fashioned, like cranking your car before sitting down and driving. The Index is a remarkable collection of technology and the most luxurious VR experience accessible. The full kit, headset, controllers, and base stations, costs twice as much as the Rift S. Even if you already have base stations, it's about double the price of Oculus offering. And after using both headsets, the experience isn't all that different. Yes, the Index looks and feels nicer than the Rift S, but the true difference is in the gaming experience. Even playing Half-Life Alyx on an initial Oculus Rift is a thrilling experience. And for twice the price, I want an experience that is light years ahead of the competition. The Valve Index is undeniably the best VR hardware available, but it's still a long way from Virtual Reality 2.0. There you go, guys. That's all you'll need in this review to make your decision more precise. Before you go off, I want you to like this video and also subscribe. Why not? I have the best reviews prepared just for you. I'll see you on my next review.